In this lesson, we look at Tiberius Passage 9, lines 7 through 13 in Fagin and Murgatroyd. This is an abbreviated selection of materials from Tacitus Annals 4.2. Let's start with some vocabulary work. Vim, vim, and vigor in English. Strength. The praefectura we're talking about is the Praetorian Guard. Modicus is an adjective meaning slight or small. In English we have a modicum of something. Antea is an adverb, previously, earlier, like ante, before. Intendo, intendere, intendi, to stretch out or increase, strengthen. Dispersas, perfect passive participle, sounds like English dispersed, scattered. The urbem, the urbs here is the city, Rome. A cohort is a small or section of a legion, a tenth of a legion. Una here, we're going to understand adverbially, together, together, in one place. Castra again is a camp, and in the word conducendo, we see the root duco, lead, leading together, gather together, consolidate. Simul, simultaneously, at the same time, sometimes in addition. Imperia, we've seen before as authority, power. Here, a specific command or order, neuter plural orders. Accipio, like recipio, receive. Numero, number. Robor is strength, strength, like that of an oak tree. Fiducia, confidence, trust. In English, fiduciary, fiduciary, a trustee. Keteros are other people. Metus is fear. Metus, fourth declension, fear. Orerator is from orior, deponent, meaning arise, grow. The sol oriens is the rising sun, and we orient ourselves by looking to the east where the sun rises. So, he, Sejanus, increased the power of the Praetorian Guard, a power previously modicum, slight. He did it conducendo, gerund in the ablative case, expressing means, by means of gathering together, bringing together, una, in one place, together, in castra, into a camp. The cohorts, cohortis is accusative plural, and it is a long I. We might be more familiar with cohortes. For the accusative plural, our text prints cohortis. Cohorts, previously dispersas, scattered throughout the city. So, vim praefecturae, modicam antea intendit, diversas per urbem cohortis, una in castra conducendo. He increased the power of the Praetorian Guard, previously slight, by bringing together the cohorts, which had been dispersed throughout the city, in one place into a camp. Ut simul imperia acciperent, so that, ut plus subjunctive, why did he do it? For what purpose? So that they might receive their orders simul, at the same time, and que, so that something might arise, so that trust might arise, nominative fiducia, and so that metus, fear, might arise, so that trust might arise in the men themselves, ipsis, dative, because of their number and their strength. Numero and robore, ablatives, because of number and strength, and ipsis, dative, perhaps with fiducia, trust in themselves, might arise because of their number and strength, and so that fear might arise in keteros, in plus accusative, toward others or against others. I think rather than the idea that fear is arising in the public because of the size of the military, that rather fear or suspicion or even hostility is arising in the soldiers against others. Here, moving on, in repere paulatim militaris animos adeundo appellando, simul centuriones ac tribunos ipse deligere. In repo, we've seen before, to crawl into, to sneak in, slither in, paulatim, little by little, militaris, adjective agreeing with animos, having to do with soldiers. Ad eundo, from ad eo, ad ire, to approach, to go up to. This is another gerund, again in the ablative case. And appello, to name, to call by name. Simul, we've seen it before. Centuriones, these centurions, and the tribunes, deligere, to choose, select. In repere, historical infinitive, he snuck in, crept in, slithered in, crawled into the soldiers' hearts little by little. Yardley says, wormed his way into the soldiers' hearts little by little, by approaching them, by fraternizing with them, by calling them by name, appellando. And deligere, another historical infinitive, he himself chose the centurions and the tribunes. So in addition, at the same time, he, Sejanus, himself chose the centurions and the tribunes. He selected his own favorites as the officers, as the ranking men. He moves up the ranks. Neque senatorio ambitu abstinebat, clientes suos honoribus aut provinciis ornandi. Abstineo, we saw this in the Atia passage, nor did he keep away from senatorial canvassing, senatorial courting. Ambitus, in a physical sense, can be the perimeter or circumference. It also can mean going up to, in the sense of canvassing, currying favor, courting, even bribery. Nor did he refrain from senatorial courting, that is, courting senators. Here, a line left out by Fagin and Murgatroyd, for the purpose of embellishing, furnishing, or nandi, this is a genitive of the gerund, embellishing his clients with honors. Specifically, that means high offices or provinces, provincial appointments where they could enrich themselves. Tiberio ita prono ut socium laborum non modo in sermonibus, sed apud patres et populum celebraret. Ita ut celebraret. So much that subjunctive. So we're looking at a result clause introduced by Tiberio prono, ablative, ablative, and this is an ablative absolute. Pronus, favorable, well-disposed. Socius is an ally. Labor, genitive plural, of labors. A co-worker in labors. Non modo, sed, not only, but, sometimes we see sed etiam, but also. Sermo is speech or any kind of talk. Here, sermo is conversation, sermonibus, conversation. Our patres are our senators, our fathers, and the populum, the people. Celebro, to praise or celebrate. Tiberius, being so favorable that he, Tiberius, celebrated him, Sejanus, as an associate in his labors, a co-worker, not only in conversation, but among the senators and the people. In other words, in speeches to the Senate and the people. Finally, I share with you another clause not included in Fagin and Murgatroyd, a continuation of that result clause, with Tiberius being so favorable that, you might just say, and Tiberius was so favorable that he allowed sineret, another imperfect subjunctive, effigies eius. What is an effigy? An image. He allowed his images of him, of Sejanus, to be honored, coli, throughout theaters and forums, and within the headquarters, the Principia Legionum of legions. This is the kind of power, influence, and public recognition that Sejanus received and that Tiberius permitted.